what time it is.
How it all works.
Come on.
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 Oh, this is gonna be fun. No, that's not the right one at all.
How it all works.
Come on.
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 Yes. I am just so excited to be here. Excited to have all of you guys with us. It's another How It All Works, family. It's another Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. What's that? 8 p.m. in the East, 5 p.m. for our folks out West. It's your boy, Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, and we're excited to have you here for the show. It's going to be power-packed today. We got one of the giants, somebody that I look up to, somebody that I highly respect, and excited to have her finally on the show. We've been going back and forth, couldn't get the schedules right, but we got her now. So we're excited to have her here, man. This is going to be fun. But you know, we got to do some announcements first. I don't think this is the first announcement. I don't know. Yeah. See, this is what happens when you mess with stuff. So we got to do some announcements first before we get started. And so, yeah. First of all, let me just say, we are streaming to YouTube right now, just YouTube. And so we want to make sure that you guys get a chance to share and post it on other places. Facebook had a little bit of a mishap today. So a lot of my links were broken. Restream has still said the API is not connected, all this other good stuff. So we're not streaming to any other platforms. We're just streaming to YouTube today. So definitely want to see if we can share and tag and make sure we get some folks in here, because we got a really great show lined up for you today. What's good, Dean Reynolds? What's good, Albert? What's good, Kanik? I see Miss Jill is in the comments, but she's also backstage and I can see her. You can't. But listen, fam, look, Convos Collabs this month, October, we're back. We're excited to be back. And let me tell you, this month we have some folks that are just wow. That's all I can say is wow. So Miss Jill is on today, and I'm excited to be able to dive into the conversation with her about monetizing your live stream, pre-recorded versus live. What are the implications? What are some of the impacts? What are things we need to think about? Then, of course, we got Stefan Lubinsky on next week. You're gonna have to do some homework, family, because this guy is somebody you really need to know. Excited to be able to have him come through and share some of his expertise as well around the impacts of live streaming on your business, your brand, and what people like me, remote producers like me, Jill, and Stefan can do for you and your brand. It's going to be great. Then we have Allison Davis. I see you out there, Tawana. I see you out there, David Hunt. I see you out there, Charles Jackson. Come on. We got some numbers rising. I love it. But then on the 18th of October, we've got Allison Davis, Allison J. Davis. Family, this is a juggernaut. I mean, she is wow, like inductee in the NABJ Hall of Fame, but she's also one of the co-founders. So this is somebody who absolutely. She sent me a clip from a Today Show from way back in the day, and there were the people on screen are all people that we know and love. They're like household icons, and they're all like, "Hey, Allison, tell us this," and they were talking to her. She was the producer for that show, the Today Show. There's a little outfit called the Today Show. I'm pretty certain you've heard of it. We're excited to have her on. We're excited to be able to glean from her years of expertise and experience in this whole broadcasting thing. And I see Miss Jill is in the comments. She's already talking to folks. She's letting them know I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited that she's here as well. Last but not least, closing out the month of October is Justin Brown. But I'm just so excited to have him come through. Primal Video, if you aren't familiar with it, this is a channel that I follow as well. Excited to be able to have him come through and share also on the topic of live streaming, something that he does touch on his channel, but I'm glad to be able to kind of go a little bit more in depth with him in that show. What's not listed on the screen is the lineup for November. And the designer has all of it because it's all booked and scheduled. But one of our guests for November is Diana Gladney. So we're glad to have her back. We had her on, I think, December last year. So it's almost a full year since we've had Diana on the show. So I'm excited to bring her back and be able to chat with her. So much has changed, so many things she's doing over the course of the year. So I'm excited to be able to do that. But man, family, listen, make sure you are sharing. This is one thing I want to say real quick. How do I do this? Let me go back to my other scene. All right, so you can see my shirt. Answer a question, be consistent, be vulnerable. Shout out to Press and Sew. Shout out to Press and Sew for my t-shirt. And this is the thing. This t-shirt is actually not for sale on the merch page. What happens is anybody that buys a shirt from the merch page, howitallworks.com/shop, anybody that buys a shirt from the merch page gets this shirt as an extra. Follow what I'm saying to you. You get this one as a throw-in only for the month of October. And we did send them to our guests for the month. And we're excited that we're able to give them this token of our appreciation for coming through and hanging out with us. So let's keep it moving. Man, membership has its benefits. You guys know that we're doing membership on buymeacoffee.com. In fact, not only are we doing membership there, we're doing our masterclass. we're doing our masterclass there. And that masterclass is coming on October 17th, Sunday, October 17th from noon to 2 p.m., a 2-hour session. We're going to do all of the things for StreamYard. Trust me, you're going to want to be there. If you ever wanted to learn how to level up, if you ever thought about, man, maybe I want to do this, not only for myself, but even for others, I'm going to be sharing my secret sauce for it all. So go ahead on over and get yourself registered. KirkRNugent.com/masterclass. KirkRNugent.com/masterclass. Some of the links are already being put in the chat, but they're also in the description of the video, so you can always hit it there. For my replay squad, you have those links set up for you as well. This is last week during our, I see you out there, Tawana. Last week during our after party, and this is a shameless plug for the after party. Last week during our after party, after the live goes off, we go on to Zoom, and you can buy those tickets on buymeacoffee.com. But since today is our first day back, everybody is a support of How It All Works. You guys have already received the link. You should already have it in your inbox. Check your junk mail if you don't have it. If you've ever supported How It All Works on BMAC, buymeacoffee.com, then you should have received the link, and you have the link to Zoom. So join us after the show is done. But last week, Doc just kind of came on the stream. I was doing the solo edition of How It All Works, Convos, Collabs. Doc came on, but Dwayne Wood came on in the after party as well, and we got a chance to chat it up. And do you know what they did? Dwayne said to Doc, I'm going to be in Hawaii next week. And so I saw this picture posted in the UCAM community, and I was like, this is so dope. This is why I love this community. We're seeing digital relationships and friendships meet in the real world. I just love that. I know some of you are resonate with that as well. Digital relationships, online friendships, online connections and bonds that are made are real ones, and they can be just as impactful, just as lasting. Next week on the show, we got Stefan Lubinsky, and he submitted this as his quote: "If people like you, they'll listen to you, but if they trust you, they'll do business with you." This one that is next is a personal favorite of mine. Now, we do have to give this disclaimer. People are going to share these quotes. The quote doesn't necessarily mean that they made it, right? So this is not her quote. It's actually a quote from, I think you said Shakespeare. Am I right? Just nod your head if I think I'm right. So a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. And we're going to dive into that because I'm excited for our guest today, Jillian Morin, Miss Jill, on YouTube, Miss Jill on Instagram. But we're excited to have her on today, and we're going to get into our new, everything is new, right? Tell me how you guys are liking the design, man. I hope that you're liking the design. We gave it a facelift for the new season, but our new intro video coming right up. Whoa, we got Jillian Morin on the live. Come on. This is the time for me to see those claps happening in the chat. This is the time for us to hear those cheers and those screams. This is the time for us to be able to welcome. Let us welcome Jillian to How It All Works with a How It All Works special welcome. Jillian, thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to have you here.
Hey, I'm excited to be here, and let's talk about that intro video. That was really slick.
Thank you.
You know what I like about it? You could, in one little video, you can see all of your different sides.
Yeah, like serious.
You know what I mean? Like you can be like Mr. Corporate.
Stoic, right?
And then you got your backwards hat. I like it. I like it a lot.
Right. That is so good. Now, I mean, some of that was intentional, but just the way you framed it, I'm like, that is so good. I love that. And I'm excited about this whole thing. I see your folks in the comments giving you some love. I love it. Come on through. Our comments are lit tonight, man. Lit. Let me see here. We got new buttons to try out. Nice intro is what Gary is saying. Man, that is huge. I'm looking at the actual
The
actual
YouTube
thing
name?
itself. No,
Oh, no.
you know how when you are editing comments, the comments are being edited for Restream, but not necessarily YouTube. So
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta bring it back into size because like that thing was huge. All right, but anyway, yeah, man, we're excited to have you here. This is a special moment for me. Like one of the things I love doing is chatting with people who are in the same or similar, I should say, space. Yeah. I know your channel is for you have 2 YouTube channels. Am I correct?
Yeah, I am because I'm in this. If anybody that knows me, especially in the eCam world, you know, I'm still struggling with this decision whether to have my Miss Jill channel, which has the most followings, and you know where I've been able to do some of the videos I'm really proud of. Whether I want to continue with just one channel or branch off into. So if you feel like following me on the other one, I may or may not use it. The creative. The Creative Communicators is the name of my company, but also the name of that YouTube channel.
YouTube channel. Good.
Yeah.
Cool. Man, we're gonna allow you to start us off with our first question. And for those that are used to, you know, the question popping up on the bottom, it's right in between us now, right? Is this right? Am I pointing the right way? It's right. Yeah, there, it's right there. So we want you to tell the people a little bit about yourself, who you are, and your relationship to live streaming. I mean, it's you know, people can be the person in front of the camera, they can be the person that does the whole production in terms of writing and designing, or they could be the person that's actually producing it, right? They're the one clicking the buttons, putting people on screen, taking them off, overlays, all that stuff. But your relationship, of course, is unique, and definitely want people to get a feel for that. These are my this question and the second question are my 2 favorite questions from my audience. They always want to hear from our guests. How did you know, who are you, first of all? What's your relationship to this thing? And then the second question is, what's your origin story? Well, how did you get started? Go ahead.
Sure. All right. So my name is Jillian. I live in central Massachusetts. And before getting into this live streaming video production world, I was a high school ESL teacher, and ESL is English as a second language. So I've always been super interested in other cultures and other languages. Eu falo português, I speak Portuguese, hablo español, un poquito también. So I speak a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of Portuguese, you know what I'm saying? Actually, you know a little bit in Portuguese too.
Just a little bit, but you are correct.
You know tudo bem, right?
Oh, of course. Estou bem,
right.
estou bem.
From Africa, right?
Yes, from Angola and Mozambique. Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome.
That's so awesome.
I was a teacher for a long time, and at my core, I'm still a teacher. I can't help it. I'm just always bossing people around and sharing my passions. But I fell into video production. There was 2 kind of avenues that led me to that. One was that I just always loved teaching in an innovative, kind of fun, mostly dorky kind of way. So, you know, back in the day, like before I could afford a laptop, I still went and got myself like a MacBook, you know, and it was like all about iMovie. And man, I could do some stuff with iMovies, guys. My students, and again, ESL students that don't speak English or are beginning to learn English, they would call me Miss. So the most common thing I would ever hear from them was, I know, Miss. I know, Miss. So I was I was cringy before cringy was a word. But anyways, so I really loved putting things in video because I wanted to be able to, as a learner, I wanted to be able to go back and rewatch things and figure things out by myself. And then I wanted to provide that for my students. And then the other avenue that kind of got me into live streaming was that I had a couple of viral videos on YouTube. One was just a super weird organic moment where my sister found out I was going to have twins, and she freaked out on the ultrasound, and that got like 11 million views. And ended up on the Ellen show. Yeah.
Get out. See, this.
Do you not know this?
No, trust me, I do this. I just have to give that reaction. Like, you know, it's what's wild is you never can tell what people are going to share. Like, so I've done my homework, of course, you know, I do my homework, but you know,
stalking. Yeah.
I did some stalking, you know, I looked at a couple of clips and I was like, these are dope. I wonder if she's going to mention this. So that's why I was like, yes. And this is why, folks, I always say to you, the first question's gotta be, tell us about yourself. And that's why it just kind of opens the door. And I'm glad that you shared that, because again, I want people to know, let's go over here real quick. I want people to know where they can find you and follow you. Go and follow her, because she's dope. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. But you continue, please. I don't want to cut you off.
Okay. So here's the deal, right? So I'm a teacher and I'm making some fun kind of cheap videos for my students. And then me and my husband decided to record this moment that we knew was going to be heartfelt, connect with people, bring them laughter, bring them joy. And so those kind of made me produce more on YouTube. So instead of just like videos of me singing, I'm a musician too, because I don't have anything else going on.
Come on. Come on, singers, you got a night. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Man.
So I have all these outlets, and YouTube was kind of perfect for me as a creator, as someone that's extroverted, as someone that learns in that way. And so therefore I really value being able to communicate in that way. And then I'm sure we'll get into some cool strategic things that I did with video production that I didn't know were strategic at the time, that really helped me become, own my own business and advance my career in a big way, from teacher to creative director, communications coordinator, and a business owner. Yeah. So the kickoff is that I was a teacher. I love communicating with video because it can just be informative and you can reach people. I think my brand and my overall strategy is more it's going to sound weird. It always sounds weird saying it. Not that I've ever said this, because I'm just talking to you, but
come on. Yeah.
It is focused on is me and my personality. Yeah. So like whether I'm producing something behind the scenes, I'm loving working with the people I'm working with. Whether I'm in front of the camera doing an explainer video or translating something in Portuguese or Spanish, it's kind of me centered, but it's worked out okay, because I really love communicating with people like this or in person. So I used to feel bad about that, but I don't anymore.
No. I will just say that I've never heard anybody put it quite like that before. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I feel exactly the same way. My brand isn't necessarily any one of the things. It's actually all of the things, because all of those things are me. And so how it all works, that's like the intersection of technology, media, and leadership. Folks are like, how did you get there? Because that's all me. So I say choose it all, right? Of course, your channel is going to help you know what to make videos about. And so for me, it was always the media stuff that's what took off. But you'd be surprised. One of the things that I heard from some of my my pilot group, the coaching group that I was with over the last 8 to 10 weeks, was they wanted more content from me that had nothing to do with video. They just wanted me to talk to them about different thought leadership type items, just like different. I don't even know how to say it. It's non-technical. It's not a how-to video. It's like, okay, you want to build confidence on camera. Here's what you need to do. Here's some of the things you want to look at. You want to do, you want to book the best guest. Here's some of the things you want to do. And here's some of the things you need to think about. And so those perspective type content items is what they're more looking for from me. And I think that's similar to what you're seeing as well. Somebody asked in the comments, James Hicks, I love you. Somebody asked in the comments, where's the link to the video where you were on Ellen? All right. And then the other thing that I want you to know, audience, is that you also sang with Pink. Now, it wasn't a plan. It's not like, she was on the ticket for the concert. She just called her from the crowd. So go ahead, talk about it.
All right, we need to talk. Okay, that is going to lead us into talking about. I want to do a whole series on strategies I didn't know were strategies.
Nice.
That I used to advance my career and start my own business. So don't steal it, guys, because that's the phrase I'm going to use. Strategies I didn't know. Because the Pink concert.
That's gold.
Right?
Yeah.
So my friend invited me to this Pink concert, and it was kind of last minute. I didn't know where the seats were. It ended up the seats were amazing. And of the 4 of us there, 2 of us had wristbands. So what we did is we took turns swapping the wristbands, and the wristbands let us stand all the way up to the front.
Okay, cool.
So we're driving from Worcester to Boston. which is like 45 minutes. So we're driving in there, and okay, I know
my
I'm
wife
going to a
went to
Pink
school in
concert.
Lancaster, by the way, just to let you know. So
Lancaster.
she's familiar with that area.
I live in Clinton. Lancaster is a stone's throw away.
Oh snap! We went to that mall when we went back for her reunion, the Clinton Mall. We went. That is crazy.
Lancaster is right there.
It's a small world. Go ahead.
So small. So we're driving, and so all I had in the car was a big Pink poster, because I'm going to a Pink concert and I want to be sneaky,
of course,
obviously, and a Sharpie. And so I'm driving in, and I'm like, okay, if I were to catch her eye, what do I know about her? How can I communicate in a way that's going to connect with her, but also be true to myself?
This is a clinic.
That I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because that same strategy, and at first I was like, it's kind of sneak, but it's not. No. I'm staying true to myself, but I'm also using the social emotional intelligence that I have to read the room, to read the people I'm working with, and figure out, like, this is going to go over well, or you know what, I'm not going to waste my time with that, or this is not going to rub. Anyways, so I think about Pink, and I think, okay, number one, if I were to ever sing in front of her, I wouldn't want to sing her song. I'd want to sing her favorite song. And I know her favorite song was What's Up by 4 Non Blondes.
Right.
So in the back of my head, I'm like, if she were to ever, right? If she was ever going to let me sing, or if we were ever to like sing together, it would be that song. So I've got the sign. I'm like, okay, I know that Pink loves Ellen, and I was on the Ellen show. So I got to work Ellen in there.
Come on.
I also know that she's a hilarious mom. She's like that mom life that's like, ugh, and I just love that. So I'm like, how can I work in the Ellen show and kids? And then it came to me. So I wrote bucket list, bucket list, twins, check. Gold. Meet Ellen, check. Sing with Pink, no check.
No check. I love it.
So she saw twins first, and she was like, "Are you okay?" It's really a funny video.
I've seen it multiple times, so yes.
She is so funny. So anyways, she saw it. It caught her eye, and for a split second, she was like, "Can you sing? I don't even care if you can sing. Here you go.
Here's the mic."
And she gave me the microphone, and I sang the chorus, or the pre-chorus of her favorite song. Yeah. And she loved it, and she was really cool about it.
Yeah. That is. Fam, I don't even know if we need to continue any further. Like that one story, like we're signing off. No, that one story really just kind of gave us a roadmap to going after. I mean, it's so ingenious. Think about the person. They're real. They're a real person, and they have likes and dislikes and interests and hobbies and things that pump them up. Things. They have, and they put a good amount of that stuff out there for us to publicly consume. So it is so amazing how you've done that. And then, of course, this just adds to your list, because the bucket list to me is not just a good item for that venue, but it's also a good item as you go on. Like, these are some of the things that I've already done. So now I'm adding to the list that I sang with Pink. And now I'm adding to the list that I'm a business owner. You get what I'm saying? So as you put more things on the list, folks are like, man, the other things are done. And so the thinking is that those ones that are unchecked, they will eventually be checked at some point. And you just almost have that assumption, like it's gonna happen for her. That is so amazing. So now people are yelling, sing.
Guys, I'm shy. I mean, like, I don't even have my reverb on. How am I supposed to sing on a live stream?
Listen, I don't know, man, but if you want to, I am all the way here for it. That's what
I'm not prepared.
You see how she changes cameras and she tells us she's not prepared. You see, this is why. Come on. No. Let me shut up now. Oh my goodness, we're having way too much fun. Okay.
Oh, I've got some friends here. Meredith Harris, I love you so much. Thanks for being here.
Excellent. So Meredith says, give us a verse. Dwayne Wood says, family. Dwayne, we just shouted you out a second ago, man. So I'm glad you're here.
Well, Kirk did.
Yeah, no, we did. It's good. Let me say real quick, we're supposed to be looking at this question. What's your live stream content creator story? How did you get started? But I think you guys are getting in her telling us a little bit about herself, she has already given us kind of some of those building blocks, right? The foundational pieces to that story as well. Those videos that went viral, some of the things that she's been able to do, that bucket list, if you will. And of course, that video with Pink did also go viral, just to be clear. So I don't know how many views that one had, but when I found it, I was like, wow, that's a lot of views. So tell us a little bit, this is a really critical story.
The live streaming business part.
Yes, please.
Okay, so once I've got this channel, I had a couple of viral videos, and again at the same time I'm teaching ESL. So I'm like, I know I could stream if I wanted to, and so I did a quick Google search on like how to put comments on a video when you live stream.
Right.
This is pre-COVID. This is like I've done a ton of short little videos and some like long tutorial videos before that was like a thing. Yeah. And so I searched and I found Ecamm, of course, because I'm a Mac user. And I just started playing with that with like what I call potato cam. I don't even have a potato cam right now, like the built-in camera.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly.
Potato cam, just because I always look like oof. Anyway, so I started actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm a little all over the place, but that's okay.
No, you're good. You're good. We love this. We love this.
Good. I did one more strategic video before I really built my audience for my channel, Miss Jill. So what I did was at the time, I'm a Portuguese speaker or learner. And I found this YouTube channel from one of my students. They said, oh, Miss, you have to follow this guy. He's American, but he speaks Portuguese. He does English online. Nice. So he has a channel, if you look up Small Advantages by Gavin Roy, amazing YouTuber. So when I watched his videos, I was blown away at his ability to communicate, his ability to speak Portuguese with like little to no accent. Wow. And he was just so adorable. He was so freaking cute. So I did kind of a reaction video to him. So I was thinking about like, I literally just wanted to be like, you're amazing. You're great. I'm an American too. I'm starting to learn Portuguese, but wow, like keep it up. You're so good. And so I wasn't trying to like piggyback on his following. I genuinely was like impressed that another American that's learning Portuguese is making videos out there. And he was someone that I aimed to be like. So I made a video and then some of his subscribers found it and then connected us. And then he came out to Massachusetts and said, hey, yeah, he's like, Jill, why don't you come meet us at a meetup? And actually me and my wife need a ride to the airport afterwards. Can you give us a ride? I'm like, yep, no problem. I'll be there. So so cool. That's just how he is. So down to earth. So cool. And he knew I was a public school teacher and that I was using his videos in my class. Like he was honored.
That's so good. That's so good.
So it was so good. So then we met up, I gave him a ride, and on the short drive from the restaurant to actually the shuttle bus, it was 10 minutes. He hopped on his video and he had me say a few things in Portuguese.
Sure.
And so I was like on one of his long videos for like 5 seconds, but that was an entryway for me to grow my Brazilian Portuguese following. Wow. And so from there, I started to live stream to that audience. So I had the viral video from my sister freaking out my pregnancy and the Ellen show and the Pink show. Right. And none of those things were really related to what I wanted to make content on. But I now had the means through Ecamm Live to use, like, tap into that extrovertedness, live stream, talk with people, and have it be super rewarding. And so I started to do that. Now, when I joined the Ecamm community, it was before the product was as amazing as it is now.
It's now, right.
So there were a lot of workarounds that people were figuring out how to do. Yeah. So for me, when I join a community, whether it's a church, a job, any type of like extracurricular or PTO, Lord have mercy, I'm not joining PTO. Let me just I got 4 kids. That's not happening. But if I were to, I can't help but want to contribute something. And what I want to contribute now is going to be in my wheelhouse and not going to be something that I'm not good at. So in
Right.
the eCamp community, I was able to integrate those teaching skills and the technology skills of figuring out, it's not designed for this, but if I think long and hard enough, I can figure out how to make what I want happen. And I'm
Yeah.
going to figure it out. And then I'm going to tell everybody in that community
Yeah.
what those things are, because I want to help people out. And I'm not like giving away the secrets that's making me lots of money. Like, it is worth it at
It's worth
times in
it.
certain
Yeah.
communities
Yeah,
to give
absolutely.
those answers away.
Yeah.
So all of that, like all of those random kind of things, now I can see really were strategic and built up some skills in me and
Right.
opened up a ton of doors. And from there, it was probably 2 years after I first started streaming that now I'm getting big jobs to go travel out to LA and Minnesota a few times. And now I'm able to have a full-time job, but also have some stable, consistent clients that are
Right.
building my business on the side at the
Yeah.
same time by taking those, like, you know what? I can connect with that person. There's a need. I'm going to fill it. I'm going to bring what I can bring, and then be easy to work with.
Man, that there's just so much that has been shared. That is
I talk a lot,
amazing.
sorry.
No, but this is not, you're not talking too much. I just want to interject here because as you continue on your story, because I know that there's one of the things that I want people to walk away with is that you are a remote producer.
Yeah.
But you're also an on-site producer as well. So remote producer kind of denotes that you're still at home and the person is wherever they are. And then the production is happening online. That's a majority of the ones that I do. But some of the in-person ones are starting to pick up.
I don't do as much of that right now.
Okay, right. That's what I thought.
Because I'm doing a lot of my one major client is an economic development corporation. So I do some of their social media videos, but then we also do a biweekly video podcast where we bring in different business leaders in our community. We have the mayor come on, city councilors, small business owners.
Wow.
So that I'm able to do in person because where I'm positioned in my city and the connections that I have there, it's great. But then I've also been flown out to do in-person live streaming. So that's kind of been that's been super rewarding.
I can imagine.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of respect for you though, because I'm not making the time. I'm not leaning into the remote producing right now. I have some shows I have on deck, but I'm like,
I think there's not to cut you off, but I think there's a space in between. I think there's because I actually would like to. In fact, I was just telling my wife that last week that I want to start doing some more networking locally to be able to start getting some of those kinds of contracts, because I did a couple of meetings. And they're just meetings, but everybody has the need for hybrid now, and it's just a huge need in the community. So that's something that I want to be able to provide locally, at least, and then that may open some doors for some travel and to be able to go and set up some stuff, doing some things. I actually was talking to Monty Weaver, who was in the chat, about some of that kind of stuff as well.
I've got a crush on Monty.
That is
without being a weirdo. I just think he's so adorable, and I love not adorable
I love it.
But he's so cute, and like when he does his Amazon lives, and he's just got this he's got this calm.
Yes,
it's nice.
I'm very much and he's just kind of like, hey guys, we're doing this. Oh, let me throw this up real quick.
All right, I'm going to show you this. It's the A10 Mini Pro.
It's the A10 Mini Pro. And
all right, so here's your buttons. And I'm just I just kind of lean in and just watch them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't need that, but I want to buy it now because you're so nice.
Now I want to buy it. Listen, Kevin Cox is here. I want to shout him out real quick, man. Kevin has just been real consistent on my shows here of late, and I just appreciate you, man. I'm glad that you're getting something from the conversation today. Wow. Time is running away from us. It's already 7:35. Can you believe that? It's already 7:35. This is what I want to do. I want to throw this audience question out here, and then me and you are going to chat a little bit further while our audience answers this question. Are you currently making money from your live show? Right now, if you have a live show, in the comments, I don't know if you have one or if you don't have one. And if you don't have one, just let us know in the comments that you don't have one, right? But if you do have a live show, let us know that, yes, currently making money off of my live show. Now, while you are looking at this question, you're thinking to yourself, what should I, Monty Weaver says, y'all are funny. What should I type? What should I type? What should I type? Should I answer that I am? Should I answer that I'm not? Let me say to you that 90% of the remote production clients that I have come from my live show. This means my live show is monetized.
That's right.
So you don't have to have, follow me, you don't have to have a sponsor or somebody's actually physically paying you for your live show to be monetized.
Yep.
There's multiple ways to monetize your live show. And that is actually our next question for Ms. Jill right here on the show. So, but yeah, I want to see y'all in the comments. Monty Weaver, we already know your answer. we know your answer is yes, that it's monetized. But Kevin Cox says, don't have one. Let me get some of these comments on here. Don't have one. Start of new year, hopefully. Man, Kevin Cox, I'm holding you to it, brother. I see a live show in your future. Gary Jones says not yet. Dwayne Wood says not yet. And what I love about those not yet answers, because you are thinking strategically. You kind of heard what Jill was saying earlier. You're thinking strategically about your live show, and you're saying, I'm putting the pieces together for it to be monetized, but it's not quite monetized yet. That's a good space to be in. Let me see here. You definitely make money live streaming. Yes.
My buddy Ivan's in here.
Excellent.
He makes money. He made me some money.
Oh, we got a super chat from Monty Weaver. Thank you so much, Monty Weaver. Monty Weaver, thank you so much for the super chat.
It's because I told him I have a crush on him. Huh?
Listen. I'm going to tell everybody. You get a crush. No, James Bush says not yet. All right, cool. Okay, now Kevin, we will be waiting. Yes, you got this. Kanik is talking to Kevin Cox as well. You say that again, Kirk. So true. Yes. Think strategically about your live stream and how you can line up those steps so that it can be monetized. Now, the reason why we share this question with you guys, because of course we want to engage with you as well. This is what this whole thing is about. And some of you saw the title of the live. Some of you are just subscribers and you don't really care what the title is. You just show up every week. But some of you, because of SEO, found your way into our chat today and you're saying, yes, you guys said you were going to talk about monetization, and that's why I'm here. And this is why we started this way. We want to ask you that question because our next question for Ms. Jill, and I'm going to chime in here as well, is what are some practical steps? We talked about being strategic. I love your story, Jill. I mean, it is amazing. I in another life, maybe I would have been a journalist or just somebody who does interviews, because I absolutely love hearing people's background and where, how the pieces fit together. Essentially, that old phrase that says something like how it all works. but I really want to kind of build off of what you shared, right? You've shared a lot about your story and being strategic. And so now we're talking about, there are some practical steps because now you have a big client. Now you have some stability in that side hustle income, if I can put it that way.
100%.
And so there are others who are here. They're like, man, I've got a live show, but I probably haven't thought through some of those practical steps. So what are some of those practical steps that you can take to start making money from your live streaming and or video production?
Yeah. All right. So let's start with live streaming.
Yes.
So if you have a channel, if you already have a YouTube channel that you're able to live stream to, and I kind of forget how many subscribers you need to be able to have the community tab.
1,000 on YouTube.
1,000.
Yes.
So if you're,
they're opening it up. No. They're opening it up. Yeah. I heard that announcement a week or two ago. They're supposedly opening it up to pretty much everybody. Like everybody that has a branded URL can now have the community tab. So it's coming down from 1,000. I think that is awesome. And I think, that's such a great point. I'm so glad you said that because that's actually on my list of videos to create. People need to be aware of that. So you can take advantage of the community tab. Yeah. Anyway. Jill.
So I have not done a great job of that. If I were to lean into if I wasn't working full time and children and things like that, I would, if I was able to have more time to lean into my YouTube channel, I would take advantage of that community tab and really create some content and do the different memberships. So if you are able to do that, experiment with that. If you have something to say, if starting an online course is overwhelming to you, or even starting a website is overwhelming to you, if you've got that YouTube potential platform, you might be able to find a way to lean into that. For me, I've really been able to make money live streaming by live streaming other people's shows or events.
Yes.
So, the event I'll come back to in a second, but I was able to, through my connections in the city that I work with, we have a communications meeting, and I met somebody in there, and we really just hit it off really well. And they had a marketing position open up. I did not want that marketing position because I didn't. I told her, I was like, no, I love you. I want to work with you, but like, no. And she's like, well, what about it do you like? And what about it would you want to do? And at the time, the focus was really on written material. And I'm sorry, I'm talking about myself again, but
No.
I do have
Please do.
So I was developing this. I had this great relationship, and there was an opportunity to get some work on the side as a 1099 to kind of like help me experiment. Do I want to open my own bit? Like, I don't want to be an employee because I have a job, but I want to, see what I can do, try different things. So anyways, I was able to negotiate that position.
Nice.
So I was like, I don't really want to do printed work. I do some graphic design, but I don't want to focus on like newsletters. Why don't we make your newsletter a video newsletter? Ooh. Could we try that this month?
Yeah.
And she was like, yes, let's do it. I love it. Let's try it. And so she convinced me to work there for 2 weeks, and that 2 weeks led to now it's been over a year. So finding a client and being able to say, you know what? Actually, Meredith, she was in the chat here. I said, Meredith, what if we did a video newsletter? Okay, let's try it. And then I was like, after being there for 6 months, I said, you're really good at answering questions on the fly. Let's do a podcast. Let's do a live video podcast.
Yep.
You're the host. I'm the co-host moderator. I jump on with questions, or if we don't have a guest, you and I talk about economic development. Yeah. She's the specialist, and I can interact with the comments and facilitate the live stream.
Phenomenal.
And then the great thing about that was we started off with some of the gear that I personally own, but because this was a business that was established, they were like, yeah, what do we need to buy?
Yeah, tell us.
I was like, oh yeah,
okay.
you don't mind? I could just put it on an email. You could buy it.
Love it.
And through that, what am I able to do? I'm able to play with technology that maybe I wasn't able to play with before and get good at. What was I able to do? I was able to say, you know what? We had these ring lights, but I think we need to move to something else. And what's on my list, and not taking advantage, literally making their show better and better and better. And at the same time, I'm getting paid to learn how to really improve my craft.
That is the point. I'm so glad you landed on that, because that's the part I wanted to make sure people are aware. It isn't just monetary. Mm-hmm. Your experience and what you're learning is also a way that you're monetizing your life. I mean, and then of course, on the flip side, I just have to touch on this because, live video strategy is my thing. What you're doing for that company and that brand is basically exposing the world to their greatness with live video. Because video lives on. It like Sean Cannell says, every video you put out on YouTube is like a little mini robot, and it never stops working for you. It's just continually working for you. And so every time you do a live video or a live stream where people can experience what your business or your institution or your organization does, they invariably, they don't need the pitch because they've already seen you do it. And
100%.
so they're just like, all right, just sign me up. I don't need to see anything else. This is why I say, folks, your live stream is your digital storefront. Let's build your brand with live video. All right, I'm done. I'm going to get off my soapbox. Go ahead.
No, that's perfect. So Ivan, if you're still here, so there's someone here, Ivan, he's in the eCam community too. He's one of my brother from another mother. Amazing. So exactly what you just said. Okay. During COVID, I was working in the school system part-time, and I went from like running their social media to seeing this huge need. Monty, he's so adorable.
I'm telling you, Monty. Wow, Monty. Wow. All right.
He's awesome.
Wow. So awesome.
Sorry, like yellow bar. I'm like, oh, squirrel. So
Ivan, yes.
So I'm working at the school, and then they have all this sporting events, and I'm like, why I could live stream these sporting events. And I will be honest with you. I had my Canon 80D, a number of different lenses, USB cable,
Yeah.
and my laptop,
Yep.
and a tripod that was not even like panable.
Yeah. You had to make it work. I love
like,
these stories. I love
like
them.
loosen it and then just like muscle real strong and just like, oh, it's fine. I can totally live stream a hockey game. It's fine. Like terrible angles. And anyways, so here I am getting paid by the school system part-time at the time. And I was able to improve, like try out live streaming sporting events.
Wow.
And because it was COVID, man, I got easily 100 live streams under my belt on the clock.
Yeah.
From the fall to like February of whatever year it was.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
fall to February of this year.
Right. So when I finally got my real confidence, and then I was training the local cable access channel on how to live stream. So they've got all this great equipment, but they didn't know how to live stream. So we worked together. Now I'm I'm using and showing them how to utilize their awesome equipment to live stream. So I'm getting that teacher feel again, which I love. And then I started doing some behind the scenes of, okay, we've got this now down to a system. We've got our custom overlays. We've got this camera going to the scoreboard, and then I have it inside this thing so it looks fancy. So I go back to my eCam community where I'm doing some tutorials here and there, not all the time, but just here and there. I do a live stream there. And then someone from the eCam community said, I need you. I need this. I have an upcoming live stream, a dance competition. I've got all the gear. He's an amazing video producer. Ivan Barra, check him out. Amazing documentaries,
Excellent.
professionalism. And you know what? You need to have him on the show.
I do.
Because he can talk to you about landing those big, I'm talking big.
I'm making a note right now.
Ivan Barra. He lives in Wisconsin or Minnesota or one of those places where they talk
Is it two
like
R's in the last name? Barra? Or is it...
Yes.
Okay.
Barra. Barra. Okay. Definitely. So anyway, so he knew he had a project. He knew he could outsource it to some local people that said that they could live stream, or he could see somebody like me who's doing it action and giving tutorials and saying, guys, I've done this 100 times now, sometimes not so successfully, but now I know exactly what I need. We worked together.
Ooh, that's so good.
He flew me out there, and I got to do 2 awesome, good paying gigs, flying out there first class. Not a big deal. I'm just saying.
This is what we do.
But I was able to get that type of a paying gig, and Ivan and I will continue to work together because we have a lot of mutual respect for each other. But anyways, that's another way. Like if you've got skills in video production, volunteer.
Yep.
Selectively. I always say this.
I love that.
Selectively volunteer.
Yeah.
Because you don't want. There are a lot of people that will take advantage.
They will.
And there are a lot of people that will literally steal your stuff or your ideas. So be mindful about where you can safely volunteer and give of your time and improve your craft during that time.
Wow.
And then do the freaking best that you can do. Be the best steward
Blow their socks
of people's
off.
time and money. Go above and beyond. Be calm and collected when everybody's freaking out.
Yep.
Put your head down, get your stuff done, be a can-do person, and you will absolutely book great paying gigs if you could do all those things.
Let me say that I came to this scene probably too late because I totally forgot that I was on the other scene. But what I'll say is this: there's so much gold in what was just shared right there, and then one of the things I know of how I came to know of Jillian Morin is that you went live one of those games, one of those high school games, and I was like,
Yeah.
how is she doing this? And it just blew my mind because it was so creative. It was a creative use of the platform. I know Ecamm, but the way you were using it was creative, and that's what clicked for me. I was like, oh, this is a kindred spirit, because that's what I'm always doing is I'm thinking of ways to use things in the system that haven't been used in that way before.
Yes.
And so I as soon as I saw what you were doing, I was like, that's dope. And this is what I love, again, about putting yourself out there, letting people know what you're doing, allowing people to have a window into your world. And it also gives them perspective and insight on where your expertise lies. And then they know where you fit. And that's how you get into some of these relationships with people like Ivan, with people like, I think you said Meredith. But this is how you get into some of those relationships, because they have seen you when you're not being paid, right? Just chilling. And you're like, guys, let me show you what I figured out real quick for this other thing I'm doing, da 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 da. And then they're like, okay, yes. I mean, I've said this on my show before. My audience knows this, but there are clients that have called me and they're like, yo, season 2, episode 6. I want that design. I want this. I just change this to this. And that's what I want for my virtual conference, 1-day event, 3-hour thing with 6 speakers. And I'm like, okay, sure. Here's the invoice and we'll get it done. When I say your live stream is your digital storefront, I don't mean that like figuratively. No. It's not a play on words. I mean, literally, this is the storefront. It's all for sale. It's all for sale. I want to throw this last question up here, and then we got to answer it in 3 minutes, because I want to make sure we have time to plug your business, brand, everything. I want to make sure my audience, everybody that's watching and the replay squad knows how they can follow you. There's the age old battle, especially for people like me who just like so bent on live video. There's always that question of, but can we play pre-recorded? Yeah. How do we play pre-recorded? Isn't it better to just edit it up and have it look all nice and da 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 da? Because live, there's so many, possibilities for absolutely falling on your face and having it all go flat, and it's live. So people always want to lean towards pre-recorded, and I have my opinion on this. I would love to hear your answer to this question. Yeah,
that's a great question. So I do such a mix of both, and there is always a reason behind why I go live or why I do pre-recorded. And for me, because actually thanks to you and like all the things, I should be mad at you actually. You and Monty have made me spend so much money.
Oh no,
but it's all really useful stuff like this. I've got so many things in here. But anyways, I will eventually. So I'm now not certified. I'm an affiliate on Amazon. I might start streaming to Amazon.
Come on, we'll do one together. Absolutely, yeah, I love it.
So for stuff like that, where you're wanting to have a live interaction, whether you're explaining things or you're wanting to show things or sell things, like if you're wanting to have live interaction, go live. Or if you're wanting to build up that sense of community and working with people, like if you have something to say, what, look at TikTok, look at the top TikTok videos out there. Are they gorgeous and beautifully produced?
No.
Heck no. They are potato can. In fact,
yes, they are. You can barely see a piece of their head. Yes.
And if you look too pretty, like honestly, my favorite TikTokers are like moms like me with a messy bun and like stretchy pants. Yep. All day long.
All day long. Resonate with them. You feel it. It's like, oh, this person is me. I am them, and we are together. And we are the same.
Now, mind you, I definitely straightened my hair and put on I almost always wear a bright color when I live stream because it's just my thing and I don't have to think about what I'm going to wear. I just put on a bright color. So like I'm going to be a good steward on a guest on a stream. But anyways, live streaming, I think that if there is a message that needs to be communicated in a specific way and does not leave room for mistakes, I will do pre-recorded. We had opening day with our teachers. I work full-time now in communications in the school district, which is another conversation for another time because there was some strategy and negotiating and a pay outcome that needed to be what it was.
Right.
And so we'll talk about that another time. But anyways, with the school, it's opening day. do you think that the superintendent, we couldn't all be together in one big room. Do you think that the superintendent wanted to risk his live stream?
No.
Welcome to this day.
No.
Do you think that he wanted that to go bad? How bad would that have been if he had live streamed his speech and then got because whatever, because every teacher in the district was using the Wi-Fi or, like, so for that, I said, you know what, superintendent, let's record your speech, but let's have it be live to tape. So let's do one shot.
Yeah.
If you stammer, you stammer. Let's not overproduce this.
That's
if the messaging needs to be authentic and from the heart, then we're not going to overproduce it and we're not going to really edit it besides like adding some bumpers or whatever. And for if you're also doing like an unboxing video, I would say, that might be something that would be better to pre-record because maybe people don't want to see you struggle with the tape when you're trying to open the box and there's the tape and then wait, where are the scissors? So it's like, if you're thinking about your audience, right? If you're thinking about who you're trying to communicate with, then what's going to be appropriate for them? If you want to have conversation, you want to have dialogue, you want to build that community, live stream. Are you kidding me? Live stream. They don't care if you mess up. They don't care if you say something that you shouldn't say or that you messed up on. How many times have I stammered in this? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's a live stream.
And when I live stream in Portuguese, and I'm not 100% fluent in Portuguese. Do you know how many mistakes I make?
Wow, that is amazing.
But that community, that resonates with them. Because
right.
Eu não tenho medo de falar. I'm not afraid to talk. So they shouldn't be afraid to talk.
I love it. I love it.
But when you have a client and they want things to be just so, and they want to make sure that you're not accidentally hitting your microphone when you're talking, then take your time and do that well and maybe pre-produce it.
I love the option of live to tape.
Yeah.
And because there is an in between. I know a lot of people are like, it's either or. There is an in between.
Yes.
A lot of the videos that at least when I first started out on the channel were live to tape, and I want to make sure that people walk away with that distinction. Let me shift here to the screen, because I want people to see this thing real quick. We have, Marcio, thank you so much for this, man. Wow. Woo. We have another super chat. It is a super chat kind of night tonight.
Marcio.
And we're going to put this thing up here. Don't forget to check your direct, please.
Awesome.
Excellent. I'm throwing this on screen because I want people to see that the session is right here. Convos with Collabs 10-4 after party. It is right here. Join us for 30-minute Q&A session with Jill Morin. Immediately following, we are about to open the room in the next 2 minutes. I wanted to put this on screen, but the other reason why I wanted to pull this up is because I want people to know where to find you and follow you. Jill, just take us a minute right now while we still have Marcio's super chat on screen.
Marcio.
Brandtastic promo says, I need to master the live production. I agree, Brandtastic, that it is a skill to be mastered, but even with the years of experience that both Jill and I have, I don't know that we would call ourselves masters. I think it's a journey. It's a journey, ongoing. And that journey is so much fun. Yeah.
Yep. I have gone from hacking live streams with equipment that's not made to live stream to spending way too much money on things I thought I needed to live stream, to circling back to gear that's just plug and play and gonna work.
Yeah.
You and I were talking about before the stream about like, hey, I love this USB mic. Does it sound good? Yeah.
It sounds great.
Okay, we're doing that. I'm not going to use my $500 microphone. Anyways, yes. So I just put in the chat here, I put my email address. Now, if anybody's out there, if you're living in New England, okay? At first I was just looking for someone in Massachusetts, but if you live in New England and you're in this world of video production, live streaming, social media communications, please send me an email. I'm looking to grow my team. At this point, I've got my full-time job, which is important for my family, but I've got my business I'm building on the side. So if you want to collaborate, if you want to brainstorm, I've gotten a few emails this week. I so appreciate it. There could be a great opportunity there. So anyways, Send me an email, or if you're looking to have any productions done, obviously check it out. But yeah,
A lot of stuff is on the about page as well. I just wanted to share with you. That's what I've got up right now. She's got a good amount of stuff on the about page. Listen, how it all works, family. What did you think? Did we get you across the line? Did we give you something that was thought provoking? Did we make good on that verbal contract we made with you when we titled this video? Because I think we did. I think that Ms. Jill is somebody you definitely want to follow. Definitely want to stay tuned to, because I think some big things are coming. I don't think that checklist is over, and I think there's some big things coming.
Some people with me. I want to share it. I want to work together. Truly,
absolutely, man. I'm gonna let me get my stuff situated here and get my Zoom room open. Let's get that there. Let's get the Zoom room open, because that people are gonna start jumping in there just now. But while I'm doing that. Come on, Zoom. While I'm doing that, I also want to just say a word of thanks to Jillian for coming on, man. I know that it's later for you on the East Coast, and I saw the little one come in a little earlier from I guess what it was, is cheerleading or some kind of a sport.
Yes. Elizabeth,
that's so amazing, man. So I know we can't keep you too long in the after party, and I just want to make sure that I do get in here, get it all turned on and get it ready to go. But man, I'm so appreciative of you being able to come out, hang out with us, share with people from, man, a very real place, share your story, your background, your origin story in terms of live streaming and all that other good stuff. But then also to really share with people some practical steps on how to monetize, being able to put together some of those pieces and to understand, look, don't be afraid of pre-recorded, but also don't be afraid of live. It's not a one size fits all. You kind of need to look at the situation, look at the scenario, especially if you're a remote producer or a producer, period. You want to be able to kind of give that client a white glove experience where it's like, okay, we're creating something unique and special just for you. Maybe a hybrid, or pieces of it are pre-recorded and other pieces are live because you don't mind. That's and these are the things. It's like, I think especially one of the things that's really great about having your own show is that you have the ability to kick the tires, to play around with pieces and say, okay, I didn't quite like that. Okay, that worked. And I'm going to, replicate that. And I'm going to be able to go back and reference it to other clients when they're coming and say, hey, what do you think I should do for this? These are all things that you can do with your live show. And I want to be clear, because there's somebody watching that's like, well, I'm not a remote producer. I'm not really even a live streamer. I want you to understand this still pertains to you, because the content of what is being shared isn't necessarily technical. It doesn't have to be media related. It can be right in your alley. And so for those that want to learn that kind of thing, people like me and Jill are here to share with you and teach you and coach you along that journey. But if you are just like, look, I'm a business owner, I just need somebody to come alongside. Jill and I are also here to come alongside and assist you in that journey as well. So
Kirk, okay, listen, someone's going to hear this. Let's bring Alabama and Massachusetts together.
Let's do it.
I would love to. I mean, sporting events.
Yeah.
Corporate events.
I love it. And this is a reason why I want to have people like Jill and Stefan Lubinsky, Jillian, Allison Davis, and Justin Brown. All of them are all in this space, and I'm excited for what we got planned for you guys, man. But listen, Jillian, I want to say thank you so much. I'm going to close things out here just a second, but don't go anywhere, because we're going to dive into the after party in just a second. Wow. Let me turn to this side here. Family, it has been an amazing conversation with Jillian today. I hope that you had your pen and paper out. I hope that you had your notes. Again, go ahead and jump into the after party right now. I'm looking over, I'm letting some people into the room already, because some folks have already jumped in. But go ahead and join us for the after party. We're not going to be in there long, but we want to make sure you're there and you get access to that. We're so thankful for you being here. This would have been a good conversation with just me and Jill, but it was a phenomenal conversation because you were here. And we want to make sure you are here again next week, Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. What's that? 6 p.m. No, that's 8 p.m. for my folks in the East, and then 5 p.m. for my folks out West. how it all works. This is your space. Convos and Collabs, this is your space to be able to find out the impact of live streaming on your business or your brand, because we believe your live stream is your digital storefront. So we want to help you build your brand with live video. As always, it's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, hoping that somewhere in the video today we got you a little closer to figuring out how it all works. We'll see you in the next video.